satisfied with just showing a canvas surface, so I would start cutting into the canvases, removing sections of canvas, showing the stretcher strips.
I don't stretch the paintings. I don't stretch the canvas usually, or I just put it on the floor.
And then I just start. I came pretty late into painting. I started to paint in 1998, so 20 years after I have been already in this country. It's very difficult to say from where, how it happened, but I suddenly got such an urge to paint.
The Carter Gallery opened at this space in December of last year. When the Carter Gallery moved to Chelsea, we knew that we were sort of going prime time.
Chelsea is really the epicenter for the arts. It's where all the great galleries are, museum curators, collectors. People come here to see great art, and this is probably the best place in the world, candidly, to see art.
The art world in New York is very young, extremely young, and I'm extremely old, so I don't even bother to try to show my art in most galleries.
When I look at the art at the Carter Gallery, it really is ageless and timeless. The reason the Carter Center decided to create programs like the Carter Gallery is really to fight against ageism and isolation among the senior community in New York. Carter Center has a wonderful partnership with Macy's, who recently renovated a portion of the Covello Center into 4 different studios where seniors can do painting, mixed media, and it really has been just a wonderful workspace provided by Macy's.
It was Macy's Give Back Day, where they had 500 volunteers from Macy's come here to the Covello Center and paint and design. Imagine the camaraderie of people coming together for the first time and making a quilt or drawing and learning a new skill with that maybe they've dreamt of their whole lives.
The purpose of this floor, the 3rd floor Macy's Arts Creative Center, is to inspire the seniors, do whatever they dream of. This room is the studio where we have mixed media art, different craft classes, everything from intro to knitting to card making. The room next to me is the sewing room. Sewing on the machines and by hand.
I'm a professional artist, but doing art alone in your studio is very lonely. At this point, I don't have the resources to pay for workshops anymore, and this was an opportunity to take a workshop which would, turned out, really change my artwork a whole lot with somebody who I knew was going to be a wonderfully inspiring teacher.
Art gives me the ability to be a student forever, because you constantly learn. Key to life is being able to see things other people don't see. And artists really help you do that. They think differently, they look at the world differently, they help influence you to think differently.
The Covello Center is a very large space, which is rare in New York. It's 28,000 square feet. So there was a lot of work to be done, and Macquarie has helped a lot to provide access to computers to the seniors joining the Covello Center. You might think that everybody has a computer these days, but it's not true. So they can take computer classes, they can learn how to edit pictures, they can learn how to connect with their family, video communication or things like this. And it just makes them feel more modern, more in tune with the real world.
We're certainly over the halfway mark with regards to renovation. We still have a long ways to go, but it is so exciting to be able to look to the future and know that we have the space to do everything we've ever dreamt of.
This is the largest painting I have ever done. Spring in the city. Spring is a special season which brings so much hope and renewal of life. Everything is blooming. Quite often you get a feeling in the spring that even things which are used to be impossible are becoming possible.
I've really been interested in how do you show the internal, external structure of something and then try to show it in a way that it looks like it's in transition or change. How do I do it three-dimensionally? And that's where the wire mesh came in, because you can see through the wire mesh, but it's still an object. It still has a skin and outside to it.
Right from the beginning of our relationship, we started looking at art and being supporters of the arts. And I think we've evolved quite a lot as people and as human beings, and as we become more friendly with artists.
We feel that art, it'll also resonate and talk to the other pieces that are hung around it, and that make me feel alive.
We ask an artist for each show that we're going to open with to do a piece out here in the hallway. It's called On the Wall. And Vera did a 15-foot by almost 11-foot 3-panel painting.
I tell my friends that Vera was she's a mathematician. She was bitten by the art bug, and there's no cure.
Art doesn't just have to be a painting or a photograph that hangs on the wall. It can be an act of kindness. It can be an artist coming in and bringing a community together. That's exciting. That's exactly what we do as human beings.
I think that when you look at all of our programs, the one thing that is constant and true is that the Carter Burden Center is about changing the face of aging.
As I've gotten older, I've been able to just sit back and enjoy the process of making the work. As I've aged, I found that it's very liberating in a lot of ways.
Every time I start a new painting, I feel renewed, I feel excited. I have to keep doing it, and I probably will till I die.
And I think that's what keeps you young. I hope that my last days I would be able to do something creative.